a financial cooperative. We are a nonprofit organization, and we have been around for over 50 years. And we were actually started by Purdue employees back 52 years ago. So we have been part of the Purdue community for many, many years. We have been a proud partner with the university, with a campus in the Union, and we've been there for nearly 20 years, and we have several ATMs on campus. We know that's important for students, especially without transportation. Sometimes it's easy to access cash or whatever, right, in the Union and in Stewart Center. We also, being a financial cooperative, our mission is to be our members' trusted financial partner for life. We serve over 84,000 members nationwide, actually worldwide, and we have an ATM network nationwide with over 30,000 ATMs, and we belong to a shared branching network as well. So you can bank with us all over the country. We also, one of our mission, our social mission, is to be a good steward and make good financial consumers of our members. So a couple of years ago, Purdue Federal Credit Union, we partnered with the university to create Boiler Financial Track, which is a program to help students. It's free, a resource for budgeting, learning about credit, having one-on-one sessions to understand finances. How do I build credit? What does a credit score mean to me? Why is it important? So that's something we're very, very proud of and has been a goal of ours for over 50 years. We also partner with athletics and Convos and many, many organizations across the university. That's what we're a partner, and that's what we do. We also have the official credit card for all Purdue fans. So show your affinity and learn and build credit as well.
Well, thanks. Purdue Federal is obviously a key element of the Purdue community, and lots of really great resources and ways, specific examples of how they fit within that. So thanks for sharing, Jackie. So for this year, Boiler Gold Rush, Purdue Federal is sponsoring two main events for us, and so you'll hear about this for those that are watching here in a couple of minutes. So they're sponsoring our Fountain Fest event on Friday night. They're also sponsoring an event called the Boiler Block Party that's on Saturday. They're also going to be handing out some special items to families who are able to come to check in with us in tandem with our Parent and Family Connections office on campus. So Jackie, could you talk a little bit about why you and why Purdue Federal Credit Union is chosen specifically to support Boiler Gold Rush, and why BGR specifically fits within the mission and vision of Purdue Federal Credit?
Absolutely. Again, as I mentioned, we are a partner, and we thought that this would be a great opportunity for the credit union, Purdue Federal, to help the students build or make their first experience to campus one that is memorable and fun, and one of their best that they're going to experience. I have two Boilermakers myself. They attended BGR, and although we don't live far from campus at all, just them moving away, and it's different. And knowing that the university, this program gives them, an opportunity to come and experience campus before they're going to class, meet friends, build lasting relationships, learning about resources across the university and across West Lafayette that are there for them during their stay. It's as a parent, it's comforting to know that people are there to help support them. And I think that's why Purdue Federal wants to be there, because we are there. We're there for the students. We're there for the families. So we're so much looking forward to being a part of the whole program.
And we are extremely thankful that you're part of it this year specifically. So thanks so much, Jackie. Well, I'm going to send this question over to Carrie, and this is a final plug for y'all. So what are some ways that our new students and family members that are watching, how can they connect with Purdue Federal Credit Union and why do you think that those connections will be valuable to them as they officially kick off their Purdue experience?
Yeah, so as you guys already mentioned, we are going to be all over campus during BGR, sponsoring a lot of events and having tables all over. So make sure you check us out. Specifically during the month of August, we have a special going on that if your student opens a new student checking account, you will get a official Purdue t-shirt that's a cool design. It's got the train on it supporting Purdue Pride. But also we obviously just want to help your student and make sure that their experience on campus is the best it can be and getting them started on the right financial journey. So we're just there as a resource for you guys and your student wherever we can help. We also instant issue cards right in our branches. So you guys can check us out in the Union next to the Amazon store, and then also our other branches over on Northwestern Avenue next to McDonald's. So you will walk in and walk out with your debit card that same day. So we do have extended hours the weekend of BGR move-in, so the 14th and 15th of August, as well as the 21st, in addition to our regular hours. So we are here to help you guys, and we hope it's a great experience.
Great. Well, to Jackie and Carrie, thank you again for spending some time with us tonight. You will see maybe them, but definitely some Purdue Federal staff members at the check-in at BGR here in just a couple of weeks. So thanks again, Jackie and Carrie, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
All right, another primary sponsor that we want to bring on with us today is University Bookstore. So I want to bring in Jeff Sieber. He's the general manager of University Bookstore. So hi, Jeff. Thanks for being here tonight.
Hi, Craig. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And so could you talk a little bit about University Bookstore and the ways that UBS fits into the Purdue community?
Well, sorry, my background isn't nearly as pretty as Purdue Federal's. I am down the bowels of a 100-year-old building on the corner of State and Grant Street. So this is where we started here at campus in 1939, and we've been here on this corner for over 80 years and part of the Purdue community since then. Fun fact, our store manager actually in the 40s created the first Purdue logo. He created the Purdue Pete logo. He wanted to sell more notebooks, and at the time Purdue did not have any kind of mascot or logo, so he commissioned an artist to come up with a logo, and he came up with the original Purdue Pete design. And as Laura has it, they asked Doc what his name was, and he goes, Pete. So that's kind of how that happened. So we're very proud of that here at the store. But no, we just it's great to be here, and we're just part of the community. And most of our staff here are Purdue grads, and I'm a Purdue grad. So it's just great to be part of Purdue.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'd heard that version of that story before. I think that's hilarious. So just Pete. I mean, and then here we are decades later, just embracing it. Yep.
Who knows if it's true or not, but that's what everyone says, and that's Laura, and that's what he used to tell people. So
yeah, that's great.
That's what we're sticking with.
That's perfect. That's great. Well, this year, University Bookstore is sponsoring a shirt for every BGR participant and every BGRI participant, and also offering a free shirt to our families that are participating coming through BGR check-in as well. So could you talk about why these are particular reasons why you've chosen to participate in BGR and why that all fits within your mission and vision as a company as well?
Well, like I said, I mean, I attended BGR, I attended Purdue, and a lot of our staff attended BGR. So it's very dear to our heart. I actually just had dinner last weekend with the best man at my wedding and one of my best friends from college, and I met him at BGR. So it's such an exciting time for kids to get to college and just experience college. It's great. And yeah, I don't, it's like I said earlier in the meeting before this, we all as adults now and working jobs, we would all trade places and go back to that time and be, going to college the week before college and start all that over again. So it's just a great time to be at school.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. And I think it's helpful to know that some of those stories exist, like you meeting your future best man at BGR. There's all sorts of stories like that
absolutely.
Here at Purdue. So thanks for sharing that. Final plug for you. What are some ways that students and families can connect with UBS, and why do you think those connections will be valuable as they start their experience at Purdue?
like Purdue Federal, we'll be all over campus during BGR. We'll be handing out coupons to come get a free mom or dad or parent shirt. We'll be open Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, extended hours. People can also reach us at purdue.com, at Purdue Bookstore on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So we're always here. I'm always here. Reach out. Come if you have questions, let us know. We're here to help.
Well, Jeff, thanks so much for spending some time with us tonight. We're excited to see you, excited to send some students over to you and some families over to you in the next couple of weeks. Thanks again for your partnership, and thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Greg. We look forward to seeing everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Well, so those are two of just many, many folks that are supporting our programs this year at large. And so there's a PowerPoint presentation, a slide that's up there that shows just a few of the partners that we have on our docket for this fall. They're supporting us in a variety of different ways. We will talk very shortly about a mobile app that you can download, and that the schedule will be live here right on that first day of check-in on August 14th. You can hear and see more from each of these sponsors in that guide when you download it, and the guide is available next week. So with that, let's get into the reason why you are here. So let's officially get started. I'm going to welcome Virginia Cabrera and Jamie Lautenschlager to our screens. I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and then I'm going to go away into the shadows and help out with the chat a little bit. And so to Virginia and Jamie, you can take it away.
Hello, thanks, Craig. So hi, everyone. My name is Virginia Cabrera, and I currently serve as the Assistant Director here in the Orientation Programs Office. And I'm incredibly excited to welcome all of our new Boilermakers and new Boilermakers that have started online, but will be joining us for the first time on campus this fall. So Boiler Gold Rush and Boiler Gold Rush International are going to be so exciting. And we have a lot of things to cover in this live session, so let's get right to it. So I want to talk a little bit about what the goal of BGR and BGRI is. So as an office, we exist to support our incoming Boilermakers, undergraduate students really, in their transition to Purdue, right? Whether that's their social or academic transition, we want to make sure that our new Boilermakers are prepared in the best way possible to not only make new friends, build community, but also acclimate and make connections, right? Really valuable and meaningful connections. And so new student groups, this is how really BGR works. So we will be putting all of our new students that are registered for Boiler Gold Rush and Boiler Gold Rush International in a group. And so these groups are intentional, right? And so you'll be led by a BGR team leader. So this is an upperclassman student who has Purdue experience firsthand and can talk about their experience, right? Really navigate Boiler Gold Rush with you and give you advice and support your transition in whatever ways you need. And so those new student groups will be roughly about 15 to 18 students based on the numbers, right? This year that we have, 8,500 is crazy, and we're so excited for that. And so a little bit more about the breakdown of those groups. So the student populations that will be joining us are new incoming Boilermakers, so traditional first-year students. We also have transfer students that are joining us, and these students have either been at a community college or at another institution and decided that Purdue was going to be for them moving forward, and we're so glad you chose us. And then as well, we have our international students coming from all around the world joining us for Boiler Gold Rush and the program for international students, which is called Boiler Gold Rush International. And so lastly, we also have a special population. So like I said, our sophomores, so our students who were online again for their entire first year due to the pandemic and are finally able to join us in person for Boiler Gold Rush and experience it firsthand and not from a screen. So that's super exciting. And then I'll talk a little bit about meals and dining. So, and then I'll pass it over to Jamie to talk a little bit more too. So meals and dining. So as a BGR participant, all students will be provided 3 meals a day. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they'll eat with their new student group, right? And so you'll get to experience all of the dining courts and, experience the food and the cuisine here at Purdue University. So get excited for that because you'll be really prepared going into the fall semester and know exactly what your food options are and be able to plan accordingly and really just be able to navigate the campus physically. So that's a little bit about meals and dining. So what you'll use to actually swipe into the dining courts is your Purdue University ID card. And so in order for that to be ready for you, make sure to upload your Purdue University ID card photo before August 14th. We recommend doing that by August 9th so that we can ensure that we have that ready for you, for pickup upon your arrival. And then I'm actually going to skip a bullet really quick on the screen and talk a little bit about the sensory guide. So this year, our office created a sensory guide in order to help students with neurodiverse needs navigate the week of Boiler Gold Rush in an easier way, right? And so on the screen, you'll see little icons, right? So BGR check-in, for example, and some icons that indicate whether they can expect large crowds at an event, right? Or expect an alternate activity, right? If there's an alternate activity available for them, so they can make the best decision for them, right? Be really informed about what to expect during the week. I will add that students, if you have any accommodations that you need or any disabilities that you want to make Purdue aware of, please contact the Disability Resource Center so that we can make sure that we can build accommodations for you during the week of Boiler Gold Rush, whether that's physical or otherwise. So that's a little bit about what you can expect so far. And then I'm going to pass it over to our student leader, Jamie, to talk a little bit more about Purdue Guide.
Hi, my name is Jamie Lautenschlager. My pronouns are she, her. I'm from Plainfield, Indiana, and I'm majoring in elementary education. And I'm also this year's Student Orientation Committee Chair for Boiler Gold Rush. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Purdue Guide app that Craig mentioned previously. So this app contains the Boiler Gold Rush schedule, as well as information on our sponsors and event descriptions. It has all of the important information that you'll need so you can use your mobile device and download it. The official schedule will be shown on August 14th. It will be uploaded and approved. So I encourage you all to download that. And then tonight, if you have any questions, please direct those to our chat. We'll be answering them throughout the night, and we'll get to as many questions as we're able to. I'm going to pass it back to Virginia.
Awesome. So we're going to move on to the next slide. So what to do before you arrive. So earlier, Craig mentioned that you should have received a Boiler Gold Rush final details message in your email. If you did not, it's actually archived on our website. And so you can actually locate that final details message on our website. So we'll direct you there just in case it ended up in a spam inbox or something like that. But we want to make sure that students understand some of the things that we are encouraging them to complete before they get here, so they're getting started on the best foot. So Protect Purdue. Protect Purdue is our university really motto lately, because we want to make sure that everyone feels safe on campus, right, in light of the pandemic that we're still really experiencing. And so there are a couple of Protect Purdue requirements that students have been asked to complete. And so those are to make sure that if you're living with university residences, you are providing the proper documentation. And so that is either a CDC completed vaccine card if you've been vaccinated, or a negative COVID-19 test that has been taken within 5 days prior to your move-in date, or a positive COVID-19 test result more than 14 but less than 90 days. So you have options in order to provide proper documentation to ensure that you can successfully move in if you're living with university residences, and that includes the university residence boiler apartments. And so we want to make sure that students are doing that and also completing their Protect Purdue checklist. So this can be found in your My Purdue portal. So students should be very familiar with this by now. And so in there, you'll essentially complete a few task items related to providing an emergency contact and things like that. And then this will essentially populate a check mark within the next 3 business days. So don't expect that check mark right away. It takes a little bit to populate, but that means get your stuff done before then, before your move-in date. That way you're ready to go. So that check mark is going to be your key to actually being able to move in. And so other than that, your ID card photo. So I mentioned this earlier, but this is super, super important because you will be using your Purdue University ID card throughout the entire week of Boiler Gold Rush. So if you have not uploaded that photo, please, please do. You can visit the Purdue University ID card office website to learn about the restrictions on the photos and the recommendations to make sure that you're good to go. I'm actually going to pass it back to Jamie to talk a little bit about scheduling move-in.
So, if you're living in university residences on campus this coming semester, you'll need to schedule your move-in time. So, move-in is going to occur August 14th through the 17th. And you can sign up for whatever move-in slot works best with your schedule. But you should be prepared to show your My Purdue portal, like Virginia mentioned, with your check marks on it on your mobile device once you arrive. This is just to confirm that you're cleared when you arrive. Then we also need you to complete your pre-arrival homework. So, once you log into Brightspace, you can review and complete a series of assignments that are going to help your transition to the university. And then finally, I'm going to pass that back to Virginia for our final details.
Thanks, Jamie. So, like I said earlier, the final details message is really where all the important information about what hall teams are for Boiler Gold Rush. So, what group you'll be a part of. When you'll hear from your team leader, right? So August 13th, your team leader will actually reach out via email to all of their new students in their group to introduce themselves and give you a few next steps as we get closer to move in. So make sure to review that in detail. And students, please forward that email to your parents or family members that would benefit from knowing that information as well, so that they are also in the know. Once again, that message, if you did not receive it in your email, is available on our orientation program's website under orientation updates. So you can definitely search that there. So that's a little bit about what Jamie and I are here to talk about. So I'm actually going to pass it to a few other staff members to start talking a little bit more in detail about move-in. So Mina and Estavian, hi.
Hello. So like Virginia said, my name is Estavian Ward. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am one of the program coordinators for orientation programs here at Purdue. And what I will be sharing alongside one of the student leaders who I work closely with are some important points for move-in. So the first point is our next BGR live session, which will be Thursday, August 5th at 7 o'clock, is going to focus really on the logistics and details of move-in. So you definitely want to tune into that. This is really just giving you a broad kind of overview, but that's where we'll really get into the most important and key points to walk you through that process. So I'll share a few things. So in addition to that, basically move-in will be happening from Saturday, August 14th to Tuesday, August 17th. The window that will be occurring is 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. each day. And that will be happening in 1 hour windows from 9:30 to 4:30, 1.5 hour windows from 4:30 to 9. And you'll be able to schedule your move-in time and upload your ID card photo. And so those are some really key points that you want to remember. And now I'll pass it off to Mina to share some other key points.
Hi, my name is Mina Mather. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm from New York. More specifically, I'm from Long Island, and I am a rising senior studying industrial engineering, and I'm 1/3 of training and development on this year's student orientation committee. So some other fun move-in reminders. Make sure you go to your university residence satellite location site first before you move in. And then also, BGR staff will be there to assist you all with move-in, which is really exciting. And then finally, if you are an off-campus student, make sure you check with your landlord for any details, move in, all of that fun stuff. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Kim and Bree to talk a little bit more about check-in.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cam Hoyt. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am the other program coordinator here at Purdue University. So we're actually going to go to the next slide. And I'm going to talk a little bit about check-in. So I am live here at the co-rec, which is where we'll do check-in. So check-in will happen on Saturday, August 14th to Tuesday, August 17th from 9:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day. It will take place in the co-rec black and gold gyms at 4 through 6 and also the feature gym. Students are welcome, obviously, into the space as well as 2 guests. So students, when you come in, you're going to check in and you're going to get your name tag, your wristband, and your neck wallet to participate in Boiler Gold Rush. And then your guests and family members will be passed on down to the feature gym, and that's where they can connect with the Parent and Family Connections office and hang out with all of our other sponsors. So we're very excited for you to come here for check-in. And with that, I'm going to pass it to Bree Mildor.
Hello, I am Brianna Mildor. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I'm also a part of the Student Orientation Committee on Recruitment and Retention. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the first day of BGR, Tuesday, on this next slide. On Tuesday, first thing that new students are going to do is meet the teams. So they're going to meet their new team leaders. They're also going to be able to meet the people that will be in their BGR group, in their team leader group, and will be able to make connections with new students that are also new to campus and new to life at Purdue. After meet the teams, they're going to go to BGR kickoff event, which is where we are, of course, kicking off Boiler Gold Rush. It is going to be so fun, full of lots of lights and spontaneous events. Just can't wait for you all to see it. There is a spot if anyone, or spaces if anyone is overstimulated. So please check the sensory guide for that. And this will begin at 8 p.m. So parents, go ahead and look out for that. There is going to be a live stream for guests. And then at 8:30, there is a Grown and Flown live stream from the Parent and Family Connections, Mary Dell Harrington and Lisa Heffman, authors of the book Grown and Flown, How to Support Your Teens, Stay Close as a Family and Raise Independent Adults, will be speaking there. So stay tuned for that. There will be more information on this event from Parent and Family Connections. All right, I'm now going to pass this over to Garrett and Cam to speak more about the rest of the week.
Thank you, Bree. My name's Garrett Garver. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm from South Bend, Indiana. I'm going to be a third-year doctor of pharmacy student, and I'm one of the 9 members of the Student Orientation Committee, more specifically a member of the Training and Development Subcommittee. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen on Wednesday of Boiler Gold Rush. So to kick things off in the morning on Wednesday, we have the Protect Purdue session. So this session is going to focus on how to utilize resources on campus and how to support our fellow Boilermakers to maintain their positive health and well-being while on campus. Then in the afternoon, we have several events going on, including the My Strengths Fair, cultural sensory events, wellness activities, and co-rec classes, along with a Boiler Gold Rush International Student Welcome. So we have a multitude of events to participate in throughout the afternoon and a lot of exciting opportunities there. Closing things out in the evening of Wednesday, we have Purdue Student Union Board, otherwise known as Piece of Events, throughout that night. The importance of day one is so critical for new students and forming new connections. I met many of my best friends through Boiler Gold Rush, and we started to foster those relationships on day one. And with that, I'm going to kick things over to Cameron Ball to talk a little bit about the activities on Thursday of Boiler Gold Rush.
Thanks so much, Garrett. Really appreciate it. All right, so my name is Cameron Ball. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm going to be a senior in selling and sales management. Like Garrett, I'm also on the Student Orientation Committee, but I'm on the Recruitment and Retention Subcommittee. So first things first, for the morning session of Thursday, August 19th, the second full day of BGR, it's going to be the Diversity, the Boilermaker Way session. So diversity and inclusion is very important to Purdue students and the faculty. And this session is really just designed to educate the new students on diversity, inclusion, and the acceptance of other people's cultures and contexts and where they come from. So it's a really important session to kick off the day. And then we're going to move into the afternoon, which is the Freedom of Expression session. And that is just really designed to educate the new students on Purdue's policy of freedom of expression and just really how to understand how to respect other people's opinions and values and viewpoints. And then finally, later in the afternoon, we're going to have the Transfer Student Welcome, which is specific to the transfer students. It's going to be a chance for you to network with similar transfer students that are also transferring to Purdue. Just a really great opportunity for you all that are transferring to Purdue, to this great campus. And then finally, we're going to end it with a movie night at Ross Sade. So just enjoy, unwind, and relax with your group or your friends and just watch a movie on the big screen. So it's going to be a great day of BGR. So my advice for everyone is just to stay engaged and just continue to learn about Purdue's great culture, policies, and campus, and just really sink your teeth into the great programming that we have for you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Kaylee and Rachel to cover the final 2 days of BGR.
Thank you so much, Cam. Hello, my name is Kaylee Kirkman. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am also from South Bend, Indiana, and I am majoring in industrial management. So Friday is a day that you are not going to want to miss. We're going to start off the morning with the academic success session. So this session was created to help you better understand what it means to be a student at Purdue and the learning that comes with it. So this year, there are 4 different sessions that are going to be taking place for different populations. That's transfer, sophomore, international, and first-year students. So each session will be customized to help you learn new strategies, how to utilize campus resources, and show what it takes to be a successful Boilermaker at Purdue. Next up, we have the college welcomes. So new students will get the chance to connect with students in their own college and hear about the unique opportunities within their major and school. So this is going to be a really great opportunity to connect with the people you might just share a class with or sit next to this fall. After that is our sophomore student welcome. So this is an event for sophomore students to come together and connect, network, and be welcome to the Purdue community after starting their Purdue experience online in 2020 or 2021. At this event, you can also look forward to hearing from other Purdue students who share their advice and experiences being at Purdue. And lastly, we're going to end the night off with Fountain Fest, and let me tell you, this is the event of the night. It's a classic Purdue tradition for students to run through all of the fountains on campus. So presented by the Purdue Federal Credit Union, the Fountain Fest will be filled with live music, fun and games, crafts and activities, free zone events, food giveaways, and so much more. You're not going to want to miss it. This is also a really exciting event because whether it's running through fountains, walking the Neil Armstrong footsteps, riding on the Boilermaker Special, sledding down Slater Hill, there are so many rich traditions at Purdue, and it honestly is what makes Purdue so special. Participating in Purdue traditions, they're some of my favorite memories because they represent these common values that span across so many generations of students, and it brings everybody together. Another thing that I really love about Purdue is how much our community values academics. So college is hard and classes can look a lot different than how they did in high school. But one thing students have here is so much pride in the academic excellence that Purdue offers. So in BGR, we are here to help introduce you to new study routines, resources outside of the classroom, and tips to balance your life as a college student. So now I'm going to pass it on to Rachel.
All right, great. Thanks, Kaylee. Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel Feinberg. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm a rising senior from Columbus, Ohio, majoring in industrial engineering. And I'm going to talk to you about Saturday, the final day of BGR that wraps everything up. So we have some really fun things planned for you for your last day of BGR. The main event of the afternoon is the Boiler Block Party, and this is an event that is going to essentially take over campus and offer you so many different fun activities throughout the afternoon. One big thing happening during this is the Be Involved Fair, which will give students a chance to interact with the over 1,000 different organizations that Purdue has to offer. There will be some live performances by some of these organizations and a chance to talk to people and really find your place and find where you can get involved at Purdue. Along with the Be Involved Fair, like I said, tons of other activities. There's going to be some free food, some giveaways from some of our campus partners, some of our community partners. There are different events going on at the cultural centers, for example, so just a really great chance to get to know both the Purdue community, the West Lafayette and Lafayette community, as well as the various different communities that are offered on campus. That night, we will wrap things up with BGR closing ceremonies. BGR closing ceremonies, I can't say much, but let me tell you, they're going to be huge. You're not going to want to miss them. We're going to have some speakers, some fun activities, and a few fun surprises along the way. So I know I personally am really excited to see how this last day plays out and have a great wrap up to BGR. Within this last day, you'll have the opportunity to really find your involvements at Purdue that will make your mark going forward for the next however many years you have here. College is really what you make of it, and at Purdue you will have so many opportunities to get involved, to find really your family away from home, and that's something that you should really be excited for and that you'll have plenty of opportunities to do throughout your experience at Boiler Gold Rush. So with that wraps up our section of going over the agenda for BGR, and I'm going to pass it off to Anat and Andrea to talk about some advice that they have to offer.
What is going on, everyone? My name is Anat Narain. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am going to be a senior from West Orange, New Jersey, studying finance, and I am one half of Orientation Initiatives.
Hi there, I'm Andrea Whittakin. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm also a rising senior at Purdue, and my major is health and disease, and my hometown is Cincinnati, Ohio.
So one of the main pieces of advice I would give is to have an open mind. Go to as many events as possible, have as much fun as possible, because you never know who you can meet. When I was in BGR as a freshman, I had one of the best opportunities of my entire life. I met so many different people from so many different backgrounds, so many different places. It was absolutely amazing. And some of my best friends emerged from me being a part of BGR. So highly recommend that you go to as many events as possible.
Yeah, and my advice would just be, don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. It's really scary. This is a big transition, and that's okay. There are a lot of people that are in a similar boat than you, so you can definitely make new connections and really just embrace the uncomfortable and this new environment, because ultimately that's where all the growth will happen, and you're going to make this experience what it will be. So we're so excited for y'all to come here, and yeah, that would be my advice.
Awesome. Thank you, Anand and Andrea, so much. Thank you to all of our Student Orientation Committee members and professional staff that have shared a little bit of a preview about what you can expect at Boiler Gold Rush and Boiler Gold Rush International. So now I'm going to take a look over at the YouTube to see if there are any pending questions. I think our team has done a really good job thus far of answering them. So let's see. I see a question about whether or not BGR and BGRI groups are together or separate. So great question. So they're actually mixed. So BGRI and BGR students will be together in a new student group so they can meet and connect with folks from all around the world. So this is a great opportunity to learn about other folks' cultures, where they're from, and really just build international friendships, which is amazing. So that is that. Let's see. Okay, and then I see a lot of the other questions really pertain to move-in. So I'm actually going to plug our BGR live session this Thursday at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time zone. So partners from university residences will actually join us to answer as many of the questions that you all have about move-in. How many guests can you bring? What is a satellite location? What time should you show up? Hint, at your selected move-in time. But we'll really go into those details on Thursday. And so once again, thank you all for joining our BGR live session. We're really, really excited to welcome you officially to the community in just a few short days. So with that, I'll say goodnight and thank you, everybody. See you Thursday.